The preliminary trial for the suspect in the Aurora Theater shooting going on now, and the recent tragic shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, can trigger painful memories for victims, families, and the community as a whole.
The 720 Recovery Committee, which is made up of a group of Aurora representatives working with the Aurora Mental Health Center, has launched a website specifically aimed at aiding victims in trauma recovery.
And joining us now is the creator of that website, Dr. Chip Benight. We're so glad you could join us today.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to start by asking you what the purpose of the website is.
So we designed the website really to be a bridge for survivors who go through a major trauma so that they can have a way to empower themselves in terms of the recovery demands that they're facing. And the website's an interactive way to do that, to figure out what kind of things they can do to help themselves and if they actually need more face-to-face or professional help.
And who would find this website useful?
Basically anyone who's experiencing significant distress since the theater shooting, who might be having difficulties with sleeping and other symptoms, that really want to find a way to check out what are my symptoms, and are they symptoms that I need to worry about? How am I doing? What kind of things can I do to help myself to get better? And the site's really designed to build those skills.
And it's a very easy site to navigate. I was on it myself and it looks great. Talk about some of the, someone who's experiencing traumatic stress. What are those signs? What should we be looking for?
Yeah, when people go through this type of an event, or even people who are associated with people who've gone through this type of an event, they can struggle with issues like sleeping, difficulties concentrating. They can have problems with flashbacks, nightmares, even depression can come on for somebody after something like this, for sure. And so all of those types of experiences, if they're having them and they're not getting better, that's a reason to seek out this website or seek out discussions with their doctors or with a therapist to figure out how am I really doing, and do I need more help, or can I just use a website like this to empower myself to get better.
Okay.
And talk about what people who visit the site, what they can expect or hope to walk away with.
The site is really designed with 6 different modules that are really focused on the key skills that people need to recover from something like this. And so they'll come to the site will orient them with a video that tells them exactly what the site's about. They would then set up an account on the site. The site is anonymous. We don't ask for anybody's name or anything like that. They do set up a username, whichever name they want to use, and a password, and the site will actually track for them how they're doing. So they can do a self-test in the website, and then they can actually go through these different modules that things like seeking social support, managing trauma triggers, trauma reminders, being your own best advocate, for example, and how you're thinking about your recovery can be very important. And so we really have taken a lot of different evidence-based interventions for trauma and put them into an interactive website.
Now, this site is not a substitute for traditional counseling, and if somebody needs some one-on-one, this isn't going to take the place of that.
Absolutely correct. And what the site does do is we have an entire module on seeking professional help. And that was designed to help somebody to determine what kind of help do I need, what is trauma-specific treatment, because there is specific type of trauma treatment that people want to seek out. And it's all in that website so that people can figure out, okay, now what do I do? If I go and I call someone, how can I be informed as to the questions to ask and how to set up an appointment and so forth?
That's great.
And what inspired you to create this site?
I've been doing research for a very long time as a professor on trauma, and I really have consistently found with different types of trauma and disasters that people's perceptions of capability to cope is a big predictor of how they do. And I got together with a colleague, Joe Ruzek, about 7 years ago, and we thought, let's harness the utility of the internet as a way to really reach out to people who might not seek out therapy after something like this, and be available to a lot of people.
And the stress of a traumatic event may not come on when you think it is right after the event. It may take months, and this site's not going anywhere.
Exactly.
So that's nice to know.
That's right.
Dr. Chip Benight, thank you so much for joining us. Great website. We're glad we got a sneak peek of it, so we appreciate that. Again, the website is aurorastrong.bluesunsupport.com. And while the site is no substitute to professional help, it can function as a useful self-help tool for those affected, offering information and guidance geared toward recovery. Once again, www.aurorastrong.bluesunsupport.com.